Hi guys, welcome back to Gamer Muscle Videos. We're continuing off through our adventures with the direct drive SW20 servo wheel by Sim-Plicity, and we're going to be doing some R-Factor 2 right now because we haven't tried it yet. But you know, the sensible thing would have been to have it already set up and ready installed before we started streaming, but I thought we'll just go. So I'm just about to launch it for the first time. That'll give us a chance to also go through the settings, and we'll indeed find out if R-Factor 2 just works or not. So let's launch into the single player to start with and see what happens. It's literally completely fresh install here. Just get the game window on the screen so you guys can see it. There we go, there's a bit of R-Factor 2. I will go for this skip barber to start with. If we can get that working. We've got all cars and tracks selected. It's just like R-Factor 1 this. Car, here we go. The Boxmaster. Where's this come from? This is a fresh install. Boxmaster. Wow, you know, I'm half tempted to go with that. I mean, what's going on? Oh, it must have. This is a fresh install, but it's grabbed some files that I obviously already had on my computer, because unless these are all installed with a fresh install now. It's a Skippy. Good old skip barber. Now there's two tyre versions with this car. The national. I don't even know what the other one is. Tuning. Let's have a look. Is this loading or something? Okay, I think the game might crack. Oh, it's loading. No. Doesn't seem to be loading. I think the game's just crashed itself. Well, if R-Factor 2 doesn't work, Germany 20007, if I can't get R-Factor 2 working, I'll just load into Automobilista. I don't know why it stopped here. Oh, it was just slow to load. That was weird that it took so long to load. So, regional and national. I think the regional one's easier than the national one. Oh, it's got more slip, but that's last time I drove it was with the T300, so totally different. Oh, okay, Marissa. Thank you. That makes sense. Hi there, I love ketchup. Welcome back to stream. So we got the car selected. We'll go for the blue car. Oh, hang on, we need to... Let's get the wheel and everything actually recognised by the game. So controls... Well, the nice thing with R-Factor 2 is you can set them up on once you're in the game on the fly. Last time I tried R-Factor 2 with VR, it didn't work too well, but it might have patched it since then. Oh, here we go. Okay. Why is my pedal not being detected? Let's just double check everything's in Windows. Yeah, pedals are in Windows, so we should be okay. And steering wheel. Steering wheels in Windows as well. Well, for whatever reason, R-Factor 2 is not seeing our controls, which is weird. What is this about? Why is this not working? Normally, R-Factor 2, you just click it and it just works, so I'm not sure what's going on. Well, we'll go for Automobilista at this rate. I'm at a loss as to why that's not working. I'll restart it. We'll give it another go. Is the stream still going? Some people are saying it's stopped. Oh, there we go. It worked. I don't know why it didn't work. Now it is. Maybe because I alt-tabbed it, I didn't click on it or something. Who knows? I'm gonna make my brakes sensitive by crippling my amount of fidelity, but sometimes that's the throttle. Tiny dead. Yeah. There we go. Let's do the brake. Steer left. Steer right. Oh. Do that with the wheel centered, probably better. Steer right. Steer left. There we go. Awesome. Throttle, brake. Probably make it a bit more. And actually, that's sensitive enough. Clutch doesn't really matter, but we'll set it anyway. Music. Shall I put something else on? It's just playing through endemic sound music. Let's put some synth on. There we go. Sound like an 80s ski TV show now. It should be 720p, the stream. That all seems nice and linear. This is the bus driver rotation technique. Need the little knob on the wheel. Yeah, that's awesome. Force feedback type. I guess we want it on wheel, not gamepad. Let's turn that off and see what happens. I'll leave it on actually. Okay. I bet there's all the simulation value. Hi Tim. It's all about X Simulator. It's all about Mario Kart 8, the pinnacle. Well, we'll leave all this at defaults, I think. Oh, we'll put the graphics up. Quality. Shadow blur, optimal or quality. There's no rain, so that's totally pointless. Just realised we're going to have to bind the seat position, so I'll do that as well. Normally it's shift and move forwards, but I seat forwards and backwards. Oh, camera, there we go. I actually don't mind the way the way they've organised the settings in RF2 is quite nice. How, you know, you click on camera and there's 400 options, but at least they're under the camera settings. RF2 is more demanding than AC graphically in terms of what you get out of it. I don't think the engine's as optimised, but there's a lot of objects in RF2 though, so what RF2 does better graphically is render lots of cars, because the cars have loads of different level of detail models to them, and the AI doesn't take so much toll on the CPU, so that's a nice thing that RF2 does. You could have RF1 and RF2 with 60 cars and it should probably run on a potato, as long as you turn the track details down. Where's cam zooming? Cam in. I want seat. It's listed there. Say it and you get it. Just seat 4, aft, up. Oh dear, wrong button. Down. Aids. We don't want aids. Traction control. Speed limiter will be on, so we need to turn that off. An option. Shift up, that'll be handy. Shift down, even more useful. Should item key 69, you should wait for when they do either do a sale on it or when they do another big update, because Studio 397 who basically took the reins off ISI are doing loads to it, and they've been pounding out the updates, so probably good waiting a bit, and then I would have thought around about Christmas they'll do like a big launch with different stuff. I'm going to bind the ignition and starter just in case. Ah! What was that? I can't even remember what I bound. There we go, what's that? And I need look left and look right. Look left and look right. I need to get my little sticky thing out and label all these button box buttons. We've got 2 switches, 2 like rolly selectors, and 8 buttons. Oh no, what did I buy? Something else? Oh well, doesn't matter. I think the cars start ignited, don't they? Oh, field of view up and down would be handy. So it's increase and decrease field of view, it's called. Ah. See, why is increase field of view with seat? Oh well. Ah, there we go. Two rolling buttons and a stick thing. Yeah, they're the technical terms. I'm really good at nailing the technical details. Well, that'll do. We'll take that to the track and we can bind it when we're on the circuit. The music's just changed up a bit because it knows we're going to the track, and it's, you know. Push the range button. The most intense menu music possible. Let's make it sunny. The stream shouldn't be lagging. If it is, I can turn my bitrate down. I turned it up just to see what it'd be like. There we go. Got the skippy, we've got the track. No, that's the wrong track. We don't want the circle. We're going to go for Lime Rock Park. That's where you take the skippy. We want no chicanes. Jason Bourne. Yeah, you have to, as you're setting the menus up, someone comes in and you have to do like the hand fighting with them, and then you've got to put the gas on and leave something in the toaster with the microwave on. Not to blow them up, just to make them feel at home. Let's see what happens. We'll click race. Where's the microphone going? Oh, I've had to I've just crashed. Oh no, it's coming back. I don't know what is going on. We've got a black screen here. Might just be that R-Factor 2 needs to be running windowed mode. Yeah, I used to play R-Factor 1 a lot, especially the McGann Trophy, but and that's one of the reasons why I sort of dislike R-Factor 2 and R-Factor 1 is because I've just spent so long with it. And I'd say it's sort of 40% fiddling with it in your files, getting what you want out of it, and then 60% actually driving. Yeah, it was always a case of, oh, you want to race online, so you then have to get the mod. And it was alright when R-Factor, was it R-Factor Central? They got shut down because who was it? There was a company that did that, another racing game using R-Factor. But R-Factor Central made it really easy, and they had their races, and it was perfect. But then, other than that, it was a right nightmare to get into online servers and just do racing. Sim Raceway, that's it. Ignite Gaming by Sim Raceway. Yeah, it's taking a while to load. I don't think I've installed it to my SSD though, so feels like Battlefield 1942 loading times. We'll put the music on to make it more intense. Oh. We can't because the game's blocking my volume slider. This is still loading. You guys can't see it. I've got a yellow bar on my screen here. Take your time. A little bit left. Oh, let's load the last part. There we go. Now, if I alt tab, let's hope it doesn't break. And you guys can then see it. And you guys can't. Oh, I know why. No, it's my fault. There it is. For some reason OBS got stuck. So it's a bit cropped. I was hoping by cropping it when I'm actually in the car, hopefully it will look a little bit more crisp on the stream because it doesn't have to render the top and the bottom. Or it doesn't have to encode it. Well, it's glad that you went into remission, Retrofly. Well, let's see what happens. Do we need to start the car? What? Okay. Okay, that's not good. Why is my steering wheel moving by itself? I think the force feedback's inverted, so let's fix that. Well, at least we had a nice little fan for a race. Luckily, the steering wheel wasn't going at full speed. There's an option to invert it. Can't see it. Where's the option to invert it? I'm sure there's... I'm probably looking at it. Does it have to put this to minus? Nope. I don't want to edit the player.plr. I'm sure you can do it in game. I remember changing it in RF2. It was one of the things they added. Maybe it's in the car settings. Set the strength. It won't let me change the strength, will it? That's R factor 1. There's all we've got here is speed sensitivity, steering rate, but the actual force feedback car specific FFB multi doesn't go to minimum. It felt like it was. Yeah, it's tugging the wrong way, but we'll see. Yeah, it's back to front. Oh my god, that makes driving really hard. Okay. Oh, I'm sure there is an option in game. I'm going crazy here. Well, let's. I was just checking the menu first. Okay, well, we'll edit the file. So what was the file called? Do you know where it is? And I'll bring it up. Oh dear, we're back to editing ini files. You can't avoid it with R Factor. If the game says R Factor, you're editing ini files. I don't even know where I've installed it to because it's the Steam version now. Let's have a look. Browse local files, right. Controller.json. What folder is it? User data. Is it in the user data for the actual game? Yeah, there we go. And it'll be the one I just... Did I actually save one? Yes, I did. Okay. Steering effects straight, yeah. I remember doing this with R Factor 1. Do you remember Real Feel? Was it by Leo Bodner? He had real Feel, and everyone, you'd spend ages tweaking it and editing all the force feedback settings. Oh, I need to do a search here. Format, view, help, edit. Fine, I should just press Control F. Don't know what I'm doing. Steering effects. Nice thing with streaming is people just tell you what to do. Steering effect strength. Let's put that negative. There we go. Nice technical support there. Thank you, Nuno Pinto. Okay, let's save that and load it back up and see if that's fixed it. Yeah, ini editing is the most exciting part of sim racing. You know, people might think it's about having good equipment, it's about driving online multiplayer, learning tracks and getting faster, but it's really not. It's all about editing text files. That's the pinnacle of sim racing. I don't think this would. The only time I've ever felt that my wrist would break was not with this wheel, because I've got a 30cm Ultra Cento rim on this. But when I've used on the same motor on other people's, when I've used a Formula rim, with that, I think you could break your wrists if you were holding onto it in dodgy positions. But with this rim, I think you're pretty safe. But I definitely think it's pretty awesome. Right, let's try. Let's see what happens here. Hey, just remember the settings, which is nice. Oh, back with Pirates of the Caribbean music. It's loading faster now. I guess it's compiled all the textures and everything, the shaders. Let's see what happens. Oh god, that's even worse. That's still back to front. I must have changed the wrong one. Let's try not to run this pedestrian over. Yeah, that's still back to front. Well, that's not good. Sure, I saved it. Must have edited the wrong thing. Steering effect strength applies to all steering effects. Torque resistance. Yeah, I put it to negative. It was positive. That's weird. Oh, is that just? Yeah, I've just double checked now. I'll try rebooting R-Factor 2 fully. Other than that, I'm trying to think what else could be the case. Oh, we'll give it another go. The wheels plug and play. It's this is what I generally find with R-Factor though, and R-Factor 2. This is why I generally stop playing it. Is you just end up fiddling with it for small things. Even Automobilista pretty much resolved all that. So that's why generally when people are like, oh, should I get R-Factor 2 Automobilista? I said general, or just get Automobilista. Let's see what happens this time. Oh, I know what I might need to do. You need to load the profile in the game. I've done this before. Years ago, when the world was black and white, if you don't load the profile in the game, like the actual controller profile, it doesn't actually use it. It's not loaded it for whatever reason. I think. Let's find out if that's the case. Load. Why is this? Yeah, we need to scroll to our one that we've made and just saved. Accept that. I bet it works now. Yeah, there you go. You have to load it in the game. I totally forgot. I mean, that's stuff like that. That if you didn't know that, you could be fiddling around with it for ages. Super extreme field of view. Automatically goes to the most far. Okay. See. Oh. There we go. That makes sense. Yeah, I'll have to give it a go. I don't. One of the main reasons I don't particularly play Automobilist that much is online it's not that active, but also I don't really like how it plays with the consumer wheels, but I have played it with direct drive wheels before and it's a lot more enjoyable. Close this off, turn the music off. Okay. Oh, he's got all the assists on. Off. 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 A good RF2's got really good assists for people that don't know what they're doing at all. Like, you could put them on and be totally, you know, absolutely awful at sim racing and gradually turn the assist off. We didn't need to do that. There we go. Why has it got the Half-Life 2, Half-Life 1 sound there? Oh, it's a Steam screenshot, I guess. There we go. It feels like we've got a bit of slop in the centre. Probably have to edit that. By the way, you should put amount of Newton meters in the OSW you can handle the controller and rip your hands off. Whoa, there goes a post. Well, we'll see. That's probably a good idea. I've just gone past the entry to the track. There's another one up here. I quite like this aspect of R-Factor 2, like driving onto the circuit on some of the tracks. I find that quite... It's totally pointless, but it adds a sense of actually being at a location. We probably could have... Probably need to... See. That's a good feature. That should be in all simulators. If you hold down shift, you get the mirror as well. Mirror. You might think for you guys it looks like I'm sat really high. I am, and the reason is because my camera is on top of my desk. My TV is on top of my desk, so I'm having to move the camera in game up. I need to change the tilt, but we'll make do with it. Yeah, that's a good point, Marissa. That's a nice thing with, I think, R-Factor 2 and iRacing, that you can line everything up one-to-one with a direct drive wheel. But we'll just do a quick outward lap to start with as a baseline. Whoa, whoa. That went well. You've been banned from the Skip Barber race score. I had the clutch down there. Surprised that stalled. Good start. Well, we need to bind the starter. Why did my clutch not work when I had it held down? Fantastic launch there. Starter. We've gone past it. Ignition, there we go. I don't know if we'll need to use that. What's button 6? This is one problem with getting new button boxes. I'm going to need to put it on that one. Starter and ignition, there we go. Whilst we're on this setting, I think I can turn the smoothing down a bit. We'll see how that goes. That was a good launch, wasn't it? My wheel's not actually lining up with the car. Just do it manually. Nope, that's still not lining up. Is there a visual setting for the wheel rotation? Hi Euclid. Does anyone know where the visual steering wheel settings are to actually get it to line up? I'm sure. Oh, here we go. No. Okay, we'll have to do it in Emos. fine. Oh, what was it? 407 degrees of rotation. Oh, we can't have said it exactly right. Well, let's go for 410 in MOS and see if that fixes that. Four. Okay. On the fly, let's probably break everything. There we go. That's now lining up. Ah, that feels so much better. No, it was out of sync. I think that the hands would stop it for larger rotations. You're right, but now it's in sync, so we're okay. I could drive all the way out here. I can't remember which. I think I've unbound the pit limiter, but this car doesn't have one, so it's not a problem. You have to disable hands. Get a hammer out, smash them up. Here we go, second attempt. Whoa! Okay. The car just wants to go out. Go on then, pass me. Whilst I get to grips with this. Whoa! Might need to turn the force feedback down a touch because my whole room is wobbling. Ah, there you go. This. Whoa, dear, that is a bit strong. Let's turn that down a touch. It makes sense though now. That makes perfect sense. But when I went off the track at the start last time, it was all disconnected. I think I put a little bit of force feedback smoothing. I might turn this down a touch. Let's go for that. Right. Oh. Whilst we're at it. Speed limiter. There we go. All good. We can go to the race now. We're ready. I'm confident. Next session. Off we go. I did say next session, but now I don't actually know. You've got standings first. Next session. I don't know, but I'm reviewing a bunch of their wheels, Tim, so we'll see. Yeah. That's not the race. Next session. Oh, it says here qualifying. There we go. Let's see how this goes. Here we go. Skip Barber. Fasten your seatbelts. Make sure you got full life insurance. Off we go. Oh, I put too much smoothing on the steering. I've lost half the detail from the road. Oh dear, the opponent volume level's way too high. And I've turned the force back down too much. Let's tweak that. It's not exactly jumping and drive R-Factor 2, but once you've got it there. Let's put it on 80. And what else was going to do? Oh, audio, component volume level. Ooh, turn them right down because they were ridiculously noisy. And tire volume, that's all fine. Okay. Standings, restart race. There we go. Yeah, Skippies would be nice next year. I think they're really nice cars. They're actually really fun to drive in iRacing as well. Here we go. Life insurance. Everything's ready. Force feedback's a bit stronger. Smoothing's a bit lower. Opponent volume's down. And it's go, go, go. I don't even know what difficulty setting I put them on there. Might need to tweak that. Oh, straight line. Oh, okay. AI in front. We got to turn flags off as well, otherwise we're just going to be driving around the circuit. R-Factor 2. We have to leave the track to do the session settings, and we've got to turn the flags off. Flag rules, none. There we go. 6-lap race, but we're all set up now and ready to go for an actual race, so let's do that. We've got everything else set up, everything else is fine. AI strengths on 95, and let's turn them up to 40. Alright, let's leave them on the defaults actually. That's all good. And we can have more AI cars, so there we go. And let's start towards the back. It's like a bloopers reel. Gamer Muscle blooper reel live. Let's go with 25 cars. That's a good size grid. Or 27, why not? Position, starting position, grid position. Let's start at the back and see where we can come. That'll be interesting. There we go. Done. All set up. At a basic level, not optimal, but at a basic level for some driving in the Skip Barber. That only took, when did we start the stream? About 30 minutes ago. That's not too bad. It's not terrible. It's not the end of the world. Welcome to the stream as well, VFX. And anyone else that's joined in the meantime. Let's just skip to the... I should turn the practice and qualifying off, but... The other thing with R-Factor is you generally have to, like, where in the track. You can set up the real road because it has a dynamic road in R-Factor where it actually has a racing line, which is quite cool, but... with certain tracks and certain ways to set it up, unless you actually do the laps in the qualifying, it doesn't build the racing groove into it. So you can load it, but I don't know if I did. But yeah, we're just going to go for the race. I don't care anymore. I just want to drive my car. High divisor. Oh, that's a real car outside. I was like, why is there a motorbike next to me? Sounds like a Shelby Cobra. Oh dear. Look at the wheels. Oh, whoa, slippy. Oh, every time they knock you, you get a massive punt through your wheel. This is slippy. Oh god. Slippy as slippy can be. This looks awesome having this many cars on the screen though, and they're really nicely detailed. I think I've got some kind of weird fetish about looking at cars from behind. Oh, there we go. We might need to turn the AI up a bit, but they probably space out once they... Yeah, they don't seem too slow on the straights. They seem to be just struggling in amongst traffic, so... At the end of this lap, they're probably good. Oh, God, what are you doing? High fence sign 22. It's like our car's crippled down the straights, though, because... bloody hell, that's a bit strong. I need to fix out the curving. Oh. I can't go over the rumble strip or the whole building will fall down. I might need to address that.
The lap was a 1:20.41.
We've just got to avoid the rumble strip, otherwise the house is going to fall down. Yeah, this is a lot easier to drive with this wheel than it is with consumer wheel, because the car's just correcting itself. Seems to be the theme of direct drive wheels. It's just a hack. It sounds like a lorry driving over sleeping policemen. Oh, really nice road textures. The tyre is sort of oscillating as well as you go through corners, which feels quite nice. It might be not what it's doing, but it's what it feels like. Here we go, back on the tail of these guys. Whoa, what is this? Some going down the bottom of that hill. There's some weird bumps. It is DirectX 11 now, yeah. It's all right on Holy Moon Dog. We had them all removed just for this track. How is the AI pulling away down the street so much there? Am I accidentally leaning on my brake or something? This is so good. It's such a cheat using a direct drive wheel. The car's just driving itself. Can you drift? I'm not. I've never found it R factor to be particularly good for drifting, but we'll have to give it a go. I mean, normally, you know that hill on Lime Rock Park when you come over the top, it's normally a handful because you're having to manage to correct the car yourself. But with this SW20 direct drive wheel, it's corrected. It's doing it all itself. Yeah, it's the force feedbacks. It's just amazing. Okay, might have gone into that with a bit too much slip. Yeah, well, this makes R Factor 2 a lot more enjoyable than with a consumer wheel. You have too much steer. I'm probably steering too much. I'm driving like a baboon that's just been doused in fuel and set on fire because it's fun. It's not fast, but it's fun. If you mean the steering's too sensitive, I've just set it exactly as it is in the game. Oh dear. It is super. The steering lock for this car is like 420 or something. Hi Shroom, welcome to the stream. Try and brake in a straight line. There you go. Get a tiny bit of slip. Dabbing the brake. Normally through these corners, you just lift off oversteer to get the back out a bit. Ho ho! Oh, this is good. This is actually really good. Oh, thanks for following. What the volume level's like, guys? I hope everything's all audible and clear. Now these corners are mostly follow-through corners where you don't really have to brake, but I'm being super timid. Oh, we go to the left of him. Dangerous AI. Sorry about that. I need to adjust the shifter paddles a touch. They're a little bit of a stretch, so I'm giving you all the finger. There we go. We're catching with the AI now as they're beaching themselves. Oh, it's the curbing. Sounds like a jackhammer. Why are you digging up the road with a jackhammer inside of your house? Sorry, I'm just using my direct drive wheel. Whoa! I'm on Twitch and YouTube, hopefully on both of them. It should be streaming to both through restream.io. The OBS sends out exactly the same thing to both of them, so Jesus Christ, I don't know how loud that is for you guys. Right, we can tweak the force feedback down a touch. I don't really want to... we only got like 3 places. I don't want to turn down the strength. I'll put the smoothing up, that might reduce it. We'll go for that again. That was pretty good fun, actually. Is it lagging for you, Mr. Zio69? Hopefully it's working okay. It sounds great for you. Are you on about through the stream or when you play the game? It doesn't. Yeah, I guess if I had some kind of like sound isolation on the bottom of the rig, it would be fine. But it literally sounds like I'm doing some road working in the sitting room. Not ideal. Right, let's do another race. That was really good fun, actually. Oh yeah, I've got to go to standard. I hope Studio 397 completely changed the UI. Keep the options and everything, but just the structure and layout of it could be so much better. Restart race. I'm sure that's what they will do, though. I mean, like I said, they've done quite a lot whilst they've been working on it so far. Off we go. From the back, let's see how many places we can take. Do the cheeky start. This car doesn't have the most torque when it comes to launching. This is R Factor 2 Sky Juice, and welcome along to the stream. Thanks for joining us. Oh, come on! It's pushing me totally off the track. Oh. Not the widest of circuits. Oh dear. Still pretty sharp when we get knocked here. There we go, we've got a chance to go up the inside. Get out of the way. Whoa, God, he's pushing back. Oh. Awesome, car driving itself again. It might look like I'm doing really good car handling here and catching the vehicle and being all fancy, but it's a car doing it for me. I don't think people realise that with watching real race drivers. You see it if you watch like motor car racing on TV. The driver will do some crazy thing on the steering wheel, and they'll be like, "Oh, amazing catch!" And it's like no, whoa, bloody hell, we're being. We did catch that until we got hit by another car. Yeah, they'll say amazing catch, but it's actually the car doing most of it. And if you've got the car, if you're doing these big movements and everything, it's because, oh Jesus, it's because you're driving badly. Okay, let's try and get places without killing ourselves. There's 25 cars on the grid. Right, we're going to watch out that we don't tap into people because it hurts. So we'll give them a bit more space. He says, driving straight into someone. Oh my God, what is going on? Come on, guys! Right, how many cars have got past? I think we're pretty much last here, so we'll... R Factor 2 has VR support, but it's really battery at the moment. It's not exactly perfect. I couldn't get it to run that well last time I tried it, so I'm just waiting a bit for the R Factor 2 VR to be polished up a bit more. Oh dear, the force feedback is still pretty strong. We've got to brake in a straight line, otherwise we will lose the car. Oh, there we go. We need to. I need to change the AI setting to something where they're not just crashing themselves all the time. I mean, I think that is the thing with RF2. You do have to do a lot of fiddling with it to actually get it to work well. You've got to fiddle with the AI settings, fiddle with the controllers, fiddle with each individual car. It's the fiddle simulator. It's not warming up. HTC and Oculus have said that they're not doing a new headset until the end of next year. So, bloody hell, what are they doing? We just got took out by the AI. I guess I was going slow, but... I'm going to change some AI settings. He's getting faster, but a little bit less aggressive. On us, at least. Session settings. Might as well turn the damage off. AR on 95. Let's put them on 100. Does anyone play a lot of RF2? Have good AI settings for the Skippy, so we can just pop it on. I'll go to a different track. Let's try. We've got Laguna Seca. No, we don't. We've got Mid Ohio though. That's a nice track. Let's try that. Do that with the Skip Barber again. Yeah, I'd get a Rift if you're looking for a VR headset. It's a good one to go for. Yeah, Mid Ohio is amazing. The guy that did this track, I don't know if this is official to the game now, but there was an R-Factor 1 version that just looked amazing. I'm not sure who made it, but they did a really good... It was one of those early standout mod tracks. I remember driving this a lot with the McGann Trophy. What does the AI limiter do? Does it keep them bunched together? It doesn't have laser scan tracks now, unless you got the models and put them in yourself. But to be honest, it doesn't matter too much if as long as they're really high quality tracks. I generally find it's nice having laser scan tracks. You do get a degree of quality from that. Yeah, I don't know with R-Factor. For drifting specifically, I think Assetto Corsa seems to do that the best. I just think that the way their tyres handle in AC over the limit and around the limit, and just when driving like a lunatic, AC his tyres seem to be right, or line up to what I'd think they'd do. I think where R-Factor 2 is really strong is it gives very definitive results. So if a car was done perfectly in the game and it was driven totally normally, it would correlate very closely to the real world results in terms of car setups and things, and what they get out of it, lap times and stuff. But it is really dependent on the quality of the car. But I guess you can say that with every sim. Let's just go straight to the race. Why not? Oh, right, it's a traffic jam. Whoops. I really like AC with this direct drive wheel as well. I'm just a total AC fanboy though, so I haven't tried iRacing much with this yet. This feels fantastic with this wheel. This feels so much better with a direct drive wheel compared to a consumer wheel. I really struggle to drive R Factor 2 intuitively from the force feedback with the T300 or TSPC Racer. But with this, why is the AI so slow now? Maybe it needs to do a few laps. With this wheel, it's okay. I need to turn the force feedback up again. Got to find a sweet spot between jackhammer destroying the room and getting a nice signal. Sorry you watching this, guys. We're just restarting over and over again. That's why I called the stream testing. I hope you don't mind. Hi Danny G. Yeah. I'm sure, you know, yeah, you could probably throw anything at an OSW and it'll feel better. But we're going through all the simulators because I'm doing a proper review of this wheelbase, of this motor, and the bottom box that I'm using, so I've got to play through everything. I've got to put a little bit of time on them at least. I don't know if I'm actuating my brake by accident, causing us to go slower down the straights. The brake on these PT1 pedals is super sensitive. Yeah, well, I mean that's the problem with if you were to drive a real sports car, it'd probably really ruin sim racing in a lot of ways, because you'd be like, well, you know, it's not the same. I mean, fortunately for me, sim racing is, you know, I just treat it as I treat it more like gaming, a really high fidelity gaming. I'm not that interested in necessarily driving real cars. I mean, it'd be fantastic, it's really good fun, but for me, the realism basically just means that racing simulators have really interesting deep mechanics from a gameplay perspective. Where's he going? Oh God! Bloody hell, that is sharp. We've just been murdered by the AI again. I'm not sure what to do with the settings to get them so they don't crash into us, and they keep crashing themselves. Let's try turning the aggression down to, say, what, 5. I'll turn the AI limiter off like you suggested. We'll give that a go. I did find Captain Spork. I haven't driven a proper car around a racetrack, but I've been a passenger in a car driven around a track pretty fast, and I find the direct drive wheels do a good job of relating the general G-force feel, but through your hands rather than through your body. I mean, you get that from the consumer wheels a bit, but just not to the same level. We'll do qualifying and we'll see how it goes. That way, at least we won't get crashed off. Yeah, steering wheel. Even with these direct drive wheels with 20 Newton meters, they're not hard to turn. If anything, they're actually a lot looser than the consumer wheels. With real race cars, it depends entirely on the vehicle. So, for example, GP2 cars have 20 plus Newton meters, even like 30 plus Newton meters of torque going through the steering wheel. Same with I think Indy 500, which is Indy cars. They don't have any. That was my fault. They don't have any power assist or anything, so there's a lot of strength going through those cars, going through the wheel. But with a road car and a lot of with road cars and a lot of sports cars, for our supercars, the steering isn't that heavy, so it totally depends on the vehicle. Yeah, exactly. The key thing with the direct drive wheels with the simulators is that it's loose when it should be, and it's tight and it's strong when it should be as well. Whereas with the consumer wheels, they've always got dampening to them, and they just don't have that range of force feedback to communicate what's going on. I'm expecting this car to have way more grip than it does around that corner. Let's remember that apparently it has no grip. Maybe it's because if you go straight to race, the racing groove's already been put on the track. Oh, we'll just go straight to the race. This is successful. This is R Factor 2. Yeah, probably cold tyres as well, you're right. But it went around that first corner okay. Oh, came out of the pits alright, but it's quite slow. Hopefully, now I've set the AI to different settings, they won't murder me, and they won't murder themselves. We'll see. There we go. The AI is a little bit less aggressive now, I think. Oh, no. Oh, dear. AI's crashed in front. We'll keep going. Whoa, he's going fast. Wait, what? What? Oh, don't crash into me. Why is the car upside down? I've turned the aggression all the way down. What was that? Oh my god, we have like one race pace. Why did the AI just go straight down the side of me into whatever it was, the brake marker? Let's see. That was weird. Some of the track details come through really, really punchy. Let's block off the inside. Tyres screaming. There we go. Right, let's see if we can survive the third corner. I'm just gonna have to take some pages out of the Bible. Oh wait, it was a hay bale that he drove into. He's probably showing off the helicopter. So far, the AI is actually a lot better. Oh, where are you going? Oh, there he goes. We'll keep going. They should have just gone either side of him, and then we wouldn't have to slam our brakes on. Cannonball music. Maybe I should just do some laps with the AI off. I love the lift-off oversteer on this car. The back just flies straight out.
That was a 158.94.
Yeah, I've never liked motion rigs. Anyone I've tried always just felt completely disconnected from the sim. It's when you put the brakes on motion rigs, initially the rig will move, and then obviously it can't move anymore. So it feels as if your brakes have worked and they're not worked. And So yeah, I've never really understood motion rigs. I think vibration-based ones are going to be the the best all-round thing, like what the Servo have with their little actuators, or some of those ones where the chairs just move around a bit, where it's not really about the G-forces, it's more just conveying essentially what the steering wheel is going to be doing as well, but a bit more detail for the tyres. So it would seem if once the AI spread out, then they're actually okay. Getting on the throttle too early there.
The lap was a 1:46.23.
Have you tried... oh god, there's a car right to my left. Have you tried any vibration solutions, Zero Skill Just Luck? I'm not sure if it'd be too bad, VFX, because I don't know. It depends how much the chair moves, but it depends how your brain sort of works it out. Especially in VR, it might just feel as if it's like the G-forces or something. I don't know. I've not tried one where it's just the chair moving. Oh, nice overtake. Oh my god, they don't mind punting you, these AI, if you go near them. I don't think they're particularly aware of you on the track in R-Factor 2. And with the Skippy, it's if you get tapped, it's pretty rough. I'll go for another vehicle, see how it goes. I think that'd be really interesting to drive online though. Maybe we can find a server with it. Alright, Zero Skill, thanks for turning up. Okay, nice one. Cheers for that. Yeah, we'll probably have the review up of the button box pretty soon. When it's nice and sunny, I can go out and do some nice pictures of it. Can't really take it outside in the rain. Kai, we go. Let's see what else we've got installed. Hi, Mr. B Sim Wim. Welcome to the stream. Hi, Leonard J as well. Hi, Nuno Pinherio. Pinerio. It's awesome. It's pretty damn good. Caterham 7, this would be good. Love the Caterhams. Although this is a mod, so... oh, well, we've got to go for the Union Jack car. Tasteful. I think we should drive that through Afghanistan. That would be a good idea. Let's... same track, actually. Start at the back. Try and get the real road going faster so grip up sooner. That will do. Let's turn the AI aggression all the way down and see if they move out the way a bit. I'm feeling too timid with this wheel. I'll give it a go with Project Cars, yeah. I'm not a huge fan of Project Cars 1. I mean, I'm optimistic for Project Cars 2, but I'll give this a go with Project Cars because who knows, people that want to buy it might play Project Cars, so I'll give it a go, see how it goes. Well, you don't know though. It could be okay. Who knows? I'd definitely be trying it with Dirt 4 when that comes out, and try it with Dirt Rally as well. So far, I've only really spent time on Assetto Corsa with it, probably about 4 hours in Assetto Corsa, with only like 6 or so cars. And just since we started streaming, this is the first time using R-Factor 2 with it. So, we're going to have to change the rotational value probably. Oh no, it's the same. Turn the forcing back down though here. It's probably a bad place. Oh, hang on. Let's leave this at 1 and I'll do it in the MMOS profiler. Oh, R Factor 2's crashed. Or not crashed, it's done its alt tab thing. I'm going to have to... This is a bug that's been in R Factor for ages. Oh, the problem is it still thinks it's on the screen, so you can't then... I can see, you guys can see R Factor 2, but on my screen I can see Windows, and my mouse thinks it's in R Factor 2. This might work. Nope. Oh dear. There's some really weird bugs in R Factor 2. There we go. Second monitor saves the day. Yeah, I think you really have to run R Factor 2 windowed, so that if you alt tab, if you don't alt tab actually it's fine, but if you do alt tab, you can get this thing where it thinks it's on the screen but it isn't on the screen, but you can't then actually control stuff in Windows. It should be at the top right hand side of the stream on the screen. It'll pop up at some point. So, but basically, Cimatec K2 cockpit, SW20 direct drive wheel, Ultracento steering wheel rim, sim-gear.co.uk button box, and a car seat from a Vauxhall Corsa, and the PT1 pedals by Proto Simtech. Make sure this is on windowed mode, and we're good. Windowed. There we go. Now we can alt tab without issue. Or it was crashed. Hopefully now we can alt tab without issue once we load it up again. Oh, we've... the window's gone tiny. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay. Basically borderless window now, it should be fine. Car. Track. Go. Oh, nice one, Danny G. Do you have a VR headset? I'm quite interested to see how much difference the 1080 Ti makes for VR over the 1070. There's a mosquito here. I think this car is actually, in reality, has about 550. Let's put it to 600 and we'll do it on our profiler as well. It's really nice in MMOS, you can actually set profiles up, so you could do it by car if you wanted to, but for each sim, you can just set a profile, save it, and then when you go to that sim, you can just load it. Which is pretty good. There we go, that lines up. That sounds nice. Oh! Okay. Bit noisy. Let's turn that down a touch. That looks nice, yeah. This is the transmission. Yeah, with super sampling, I can't remember, there was a website that explained the exact amounts in terms of getting, when it comes to actually getting the most out of it, and effectively 2.0, there's no real point to it. I found 1.3 was the best amount of super sampling. They've changed the settings now though in Steam VR, but prior to the settings being changed around so that it's linear now when you scale it, 1.3 was the sort of best bang for buck super sampling, and then 1.5 and 1.6 seem to be the top end, and after that you don't really notice it getting much better. Driving this terribly. This car's just driving itself though. Let's try and concentrate here. This is what's funny with direct drive wheels. The car literally just feels like it's glued to the circuit. That's one of the things you don't get with consumer wheels, is that you lack a sense of grip generally, or often, because of the lack of torque that the wheel can offer. That's me driving terrible again. I mean, see that situation there? On a consumer wheel I'd have been flying the car all over the place. Here the car basically sorts itself out. This is so totally glued to the road in comparison to the Skippy. This has a really tight margin for its slip though, where it's usable. I hope not. It doesn't feel like it's got V-Sync on. Okay, we should be good to go for the race here. It's just unbelievable how much easier it is to drive with with this SW20 or a direct drive motor than it is a consumer wheel. It's on another level of assisting driving. This wheel goes for £850, I think. Max D Galcomo. That's me reading the chat room. No, don't hit the wall. Pepsi. Press escape before we hit the wall, because you're going to end up with a broken wrist. Right, to the race. Oh, that was just practice. Yeah, this is really good. Sorry. Sorry, Max. How do you say it? Spell it phonetically. Max de... Is it like Gausomo or something like that? Gausomo. You're asking someone with severe dyslexia to read names that aren't English. Guacamo. Technically, Jerry JK, they are consumer wheels now. The reason why there's this thing of them not being consumer wheels is because only until the last like year or so was it that you could go to a website and buy one and just plug it in. Prior to that, you had to buy the motor, the controller board, the power supply, the wires, and you had to stick it all together. And then there wasn't the software for it, so you'd have to program the drivers or just use other people's drivers if you happen to know someone that had them, or a controller board with them built into it. I mean, it's still the case that basically there's just one guy that's put drivers out there for free. They're not really the drivers, but I guess you call them the drivers. They're basically the controller that allows the steering wheel to be seen by Windows to be used as a steering wheel and does all the force feedback handling specific to games. There's basically just one person that's put it out there for free, which now allows you to just stick it on and have it work. But yeah, that's the fact they've only existed as assembled kits that you can plug and play for the last 2 years is pretty much why they were sort of considered non-consumer. I mean, this wheel that Ollie does comes with a I think it's got a 1 or 2 year warranty on it, so you know you're pretty safe that you're not, if it did break, you know, you're covered. Oh, I was reading the chat room. I was just looking at the chat window. This car can carry a lot of momentum through corners. I'm putting the brakes on, everyone's just pulling away from me. It's totally solid. Look at that. Oh, bit of an oscillation there, but that's been ridiculous. This feels great. This feels about 2 or 3 times the strength of the TSPC Racer in terms of the amount of torque it's putting out to turn this car into the corners, and that feels really nice. I'm not sure what the actual torque values are for a Caterham, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's fairly similar to this now. Oh, see how that on the brakes there, the car starts turning itself in, but the wheel automatically corrects it, and that just makes it so much easier to drive. Oh, I'll have that back, thank you. No, I won't, because I'm too slow. Bogged down. The car's bogging down in this sort of mid RPM. Oh, that's my fault. That was me. I don't think we've done one race yet. We've done about 1.5 laps before doing something stupid. I'm determined to do a full race. We were leaning on the brake. Let me just put a bit of dead zone in. That would explain why these skippies and the other cars are pulling away. If I... That's better. Okay. I'm happy with that. That feels fantastic. Let's go again. We believe in you. Yeah, this has been a little bit depressing. Sorry for you guys watching. This is, as I say, this is just setting up, really. This is the secret life of Gamer Muscle, setting up wheels. I will literally just go through and restart things over and over and over again until we get things nice and sexy. Okay, see how far we can go. This is a test. It's only a test. Do your thing. Well, the positive is the AI is not crashing us. It says driving straight into them. The brake is now set up so we won't be pushing it by accident. The force feedback's not so strong over curbing that... well, that was me again. The force feedback's not so strong over curbing that it feels like we've got a jackhammer in the room, though we do have mosquitoes attacking us. We are getting there. There we go. We're not slowing down when I'm putting my foot, I'm resting it on the brake. Lazy. I'm so lazy with my feet. Oh yeah, that's a good point, Dennis Johnson. Thank you for reminding me. Every time I drive terribly and make stupid mistakes, I just have to say I'm talking and driving, and it's really hard. It's not because I'm bad at driving, it's because talking and driving is difficult. Thank you. Oh! So what, the AI is slow now? Now that I'm not pushing the brake all the time by accident like an idiot. Oh, this feels good. See, a consumer wheel is like eating flour. Or sort of a low-end consumer wheel is like eating flour. A high-end consumer wheel, maybe like T300 TS PC Racer, that's like having a biscuit. A direct drive wheel is like having a luxury cake with fine chocolate on top, and and a 3-course meal. It's just not in the same ballpark of experience. I like the camel advertising. Hi DJ Phil 007. Welcome back again. I don't think we're supposed to lean on the engine that much. This is R-Factor 2. We do have AMS installed and we will be doing that. Finally got R-Factor 2 set up to a reasonable level now. I think it's the Union Jack Caterham that's doing it. Look at this, the AI is making a move there. We'll go here, why not? Oh dear. A little bit fast through there, and we've lost a place. Yeah, so the AI with the aggression on 0 seemed to actually drive quite nicely. See the engine going up the hill. I mean, it's quite steep slopes on this track. The engine just bogs down completely. I think Empty Box is the fastest talker and driver. Oh, who's the other guy that does, he plays iRacing? There's another American guy, does lots of streaming on iRacing, and he splits, and he talks and drives, does fine. Forgotten his name though. Matt Malone, yeah, he's really good. So Empty Box and Matt Malone, I think, are really fast at talking and driving. I think Empty Box, not Empty Box, I think Jimmy's pretty fast at talking and driving. I don't think he talks that much whilst he's driving though. So he doesn't get as much kudos as Empty Box and Matt Malone. And then there's me just wheeling along in my Robin Reliant with my 3 wheels upside down. But it's okay. Yeah, but he just does single player, and he does the physics for the game. It's cheating. He knows the inside source. He basically lives inside of the Matrix, so, you know. I'm getting hammered by the AI here. Look at that. He did a really good overtake. But that's a little bit embarrassing. So yeah, it seems that the AI is slow for the first lap, which is the case in all simulators. after about lap 2 or 3, this seems really good, really nice. They're making nice overtakes on me. They aren't just powering into me like before. The only problem now is I need to actually drive faster. That's always the problem. There we go, look at that. Alright. Far more entertaining, thank you. I guess that's probably subjective though, based off some of the comments I get on YouTube. Oh dear. I take great pleasure in annoying people though, so it's all good. I like how this Caterham has a number plate on it because it's fully road legal. Oh dear. Yeah, we shouldn't go into second through there. We'll stay in third next time. We're learning as we go. Drink and drive. There's another mosquito. That's the one downside of living in the south of England. When you live in the north of England, there's no mosquitoes because it's too cold for them. Oh, let's test the off-road force feedback. Yes, that was quite good. Oh dear. Oh dear, where are we going? There's the wall. Oh. Yeah, the off-road force feedback's quite good. There's a starter. I need to be neutral, I think. No. I think we've we've successfully broken this car. Our starter doesn't seem to be working. Oh, there it is. No. Ah, there we go. Thought we'd totally broken it. The Sim-Plicity doing alright. I don't think my floor is, but I think we're going to have holes in the floor here at some point. I think we only did like 4 laps before losing it. Oh, we had the force feedback on maximum. I thought this was getting a bit physical. I'm going to try another vehicle. Why not? Big power next. The vibration. Oh yeah, it seems okay. The only thing I noticed with this Sim-Tech cockpit is on certain situations where you sort of say you're holding on to steering wheel really tight and the steering wheel is sending left and right signals fast, that causes the mount to oscillate, well, the whole front of the sim rig to oscillate. The only way that they could possibly fix that is if you had stabilizers coming out or you bolted your sim rig to a wall. Oh, the Honda. I should have the Honda NSX. There you go. I don't have my shifter though, so but well, this will be fun to slide around. We'll use the flappy paddles with secret upgrade. Oh, okay. Yeah, DJ Field 007. The curbing was pretty crazy when I was going over it. Hopefully though, we start to get things dialed in, and it will be a case we can just jump in and actually do some full races. Will be good. I'll put it up. I've noticed sometimes when you put the FFB smoothing up in R Factor 2, you sort of lose some of the subtle track detail, like road surface textures. Is that actually set to 600 degrees in here? Yes, okay. We'll go with that. Right. This should be interesting. This should be quite smooth, actually. Oh, I can feel the drift already. Oh, has this car got power steering in real life? This feels super springy. This car just feels really springy for some reason. As if it's got a ton of power steering on it. Oh, this is good. We need a handbrake. Oh, a bit too much. A little bit too much. Oh, the grass has like no force feedback because there's no grip. Whoa! Oh, we got punted. Oh, we'll keep going. That felt a bit bizarre. Brake bias is set up nicely to the rear, so for drifting you can just put your foot on the brake. Oh dear. Maybe. Let's turn the force back down a touch, actually. Well, that's fun to slide around. Yeah, I know. It's in AC. It's a problem with the gyro. When the gyro thing's not working properly, it feels really weirdly springy, and it's not. It doesn't feel particularly realistic. Oh, there we go. You have to hold down the starter button. The springiness in this NSX feels like a really generic road car with power steering on it. Oh no! Can get it back to pop out more. Yeah, it could be. I'll give it a I'll turn it down a touch in a second. You should notice it's oscillating as well when it's collecting itself. I'll do a little bit more sliding, then we'll go to the race. I'll try the filtering down a bit. Put it back on what I'd done before for the other vehicles. Oh, that's better. That's a little bit better. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably just with the Formula cars then that you need to put the filtering up if you don't want the curves to destroy your house. I'm going to need to get some gloves for this. Ah, right. Okay. Maybe it's just this car. I love how you can tilt this car into the corner. I've done it too much on that one again. I'm not racing, I'm just sliding around, so we'll try the I'll drive properly when we're actually racing. Okay, let's try and do some smooth driving against the AI. It's just my car going all over the place. It's like I'm just drunk. It doesn't really look like drifting. It's just like a random drunk guy's got in the vehicle and is pushing the pedals at random. But that was certainly fun. Here we go, race. This car just slides all over the track. Alright, Colonel Kokomel, thank you for turning up. That's the entertainment value of this stream. I'm glad that I've made you fall asleep. Some people pay good money for that. The AI's having none of it. Whoa, that was my fault. Stay in third for you there, I think. It's a case of trying to get this car to go fast around the corner without sliding, but the car just wants to slide all the time. It's just quite fun trying to balance it with that in mind. Leonard J. Whoa! Again, I mean, maybe I'm going slow, but that was a total punt. The AI's out to kill me. We'll get him back. Get off the track. Goodbye. Look at that good carnage. That's what he gets for trying to crash me. I'm not using the beta. I just did a fresh install, so it's whatever version the latest non-beta version is. It's one of those corners where you're not sure if you should be going into second or just staying in third. I think if I carry more speed through there, which I can easily do, third seems good. We love doing that on that corner. Totally sideways. I've not, I assume it's in iRacing, but I've not driven it in iRacing, so don't have the reference there. Whoops. This is nice and chilled out. I do sometimes, yeah, but we will be doing more multiplayer racing. I've got a event on Sim Racing System, so I'll be doing that as well. But it'll probably be in Assetto Corsa, to be honest, because it seems to be what everyone has that watches the stream, and I just like how it feels. Butchering this corner every lap. Well, let's do that one sideways. Why not? Whoa, that's slippy. It's really hard with this car actually when you're trying to drive it a bit faster to work out exactly where the point is between sliding all over the place and actually having grip, or you know, having enough grip to actually make the corner without drifting wildly all over the place. That was really nice lift off oversteer though. Let's try and get a bit faster. Oh, I was reading the chat room. I'm gonna miss the corner. Yeah. That's my fault for reading the chat room. Oh dear. Don't text and drive. Imanin, IHMINEN. I cannot say your name. Thank you for that. You're responsible for that corner miss. Okay, let's try another car. Play AC. We will do. Oh, nice one. Have you set it up? You should be on it. You shouldn't be watching the stream. You should be driving your equipment. Oh, I've got to give the McGann Trophy a go. We'll do a Mills Metro Park, I think. Oh, I don't know if I got it installed. Oh, we got Alton Park. Oh, forget that. We're doing this. Okay. Ivan Gaming. You say your name. That's not too hard. Alton Park's a really good circuit. Yeah, fake the map. I don't know what licenses RF2 has in it. And Lime Rock Parks, I think that's the only. I don't know. Spam the jack of the tricky corners. That'd be a good idea. Let's see what this set has for its settings. Okay. Whoa! This okay. This car's tight. This is good. It's so much tighter than what we've just been driving. Oh my god. Maximum force feedback. Oh dear. Oh, we might need to turn that down a bit. We don't need the full 20 Newton meters here. Whoa! That feels good though. Oh, this is good. Forget having a cup of coffee in the morning, just jump into this. Oh, the gear shifts as well, super tight. Whoa! It's just caught that for me. Let go of the wheel. You're good. Oh, I just turn the force back down a bit. That's bananas. Okay. Oh! I think we're just being driven into coming out of the pit box. Well, we probably did a donut into another car. See, a lot of these cars would just they'd be really fun to drive online, you know. But every time I look at online in RF2, it's just dead. This car's really nice and snappy. Just let him go past. I mean, this is more my sort of vehicle, nice and tight, but still a little bit of slip. Try and work out where the brake points are. Oh, this is good. A bit harsh. Oh, broken wrists. Let's put a little bit of smoothing on there. That feels good though. Once it was finished, I used to drive this car a lot in R-Factor 1, that Bros McGann Trophy server. I don't know if you remember. See, one of the problems with putting the smoothing on is it actually affects how snappy the car recovers itself. Oh no, I locked up. There we go. Stalled again. It's my hobby. Have they got a McGann Trophy in Automobilista? Oh, I flat spotted the tyre. Let's do one lap. Most people would just take it easy. And gradually get into it. That's probably a good idea. The car skins are really nice on this as well. So the main thing with this car is you can't lock it up on the brakes, otherwise it's just straight line. Oh, I just need to turn them down with the force feedback spin. Okay. What about? Did you try it with the MOS settings, or were you just using the in-game settings? It might be that. Yeah, I was just thinking it might be that dampening, some dampening in MOS might be a good idea, but. Hi BRT. Might be apparent that I don't know the brake points for this track, for this car. The bumps are a little bit exaggerated, but. Whoa, jeez. Too far, broken wrists. There's our skid marks. Might as well just follow the AI in a race. This guy's really nice and snappy. Well, let's see what happens here with my broken wrist. Yeah, when you're turning past it, obviously the tyres are then being pushed. Just have to watch out. I love that green and purple car skin. Yeah, you'd have to be careful with driving into the AI. Race restart 532,000. Oh. Rolling down the hill. There goes the bollard. You can hear the audience clapping. Don't know what that's about. Watch out. Yeah, this car's this is a good car. This is good. This makes sense to me. Imagine driving one of these to Tesco's. Sorry I ran over your dog. You're gonna have to pick up the mist in a bucket. Oh, this is good. Those curbs. Oh dear. Oh, that corner's brutal. Okay, I'll edit that after this race because that definitely, the rumble strips are definitely way overboard relative to the other force feedback effects. This car is fantastic. It's so punchy. With the force feedback yanking at my hands. Super immersive. No! That curbing is the death of me. Oh, that's good. Let's change. I need to change that rumble strip setting. Can you? That car's awesome. I'll be driving that again. That's it. We need some good tracks. That's the car of R Factor 2 at the moment. That's just on another level. Okay, let's where are these settings? Is it in the controller .json file? Let's have a scroll up through chat. Oh, you tried it already. Well, I'll give it a go. What was it called? Paste it in chat again because I've lost the message. Hi Ian McPherson. Yeah, what was the name of the actual line in the force feedback so I can search for it, because there's half a ton of things in there. Curbing or something. Yeah, what was the actual line? The actual force feedback setting line. Rumble strip magnitude, that's it. Thank you. Rumble strip, it's on 0, so I mean it's an effect, isn't it? So rumble strip magnitude, how strong the canned rumble strip is, yeah. So it wasn't using that anyway. The correct Newton meter value. Do you know where that is, the Newton meter value as well? I'll have to put together a video on this, going through all these settings. That would be nice. I think R Factor 2 is really, really dependent on the individual cars. Way more so, I think, than other sims. Like same with R Factor. I think Race Room, the cars are fairly consistent across the board, especially anything they did in the last year or so. Automobilista, again, the cars are fairly consistent, but R Factor 1, R Factor 2, you have one car in there that just doesn't make any sense. It just literally doesn't make any sense. Another car is absolutely fantastic. What can whoever was saying about the Newton meter setting, do you know what the actual line in the .json file is, so I can... Oh, steering torque capability, is it that one? Okay, thank you. I just refreshed it. Thank you. It was on 2.5, so let's put that to 20. That might explain some of the bizarreness. That the Megane, when you turn in and you go over the turning of the front wheels, and the wheel just ripped out of your hands. Okay, let's save that. I have to remember to load it back up in the game. Yeah, I definitely put this in our review video. I'd probably do it as a separate video for direct drive wheel settings, because you guys in chat have actually been giving loads of really good tips as well, and then obviously from our fiddling around, it'd be nice to have it all in a single video so that someone getting the wheel or thinking about it will be like, oh look, I know I can just stick it in and we're done. So let's save this and load it into the game. But that Megane trophy, really good. Makes a lot more sense with the direct drive wheel. I don't think the consumer wheels and R Factor 2 just don't go together. Okay, we've got to remember to load our settings, the control here, otherwise it won't do it. First of all, you have to load a different one to what yours is. Oh, which one did I edit? I'm an idiot. I edited SW20. Which has different button bindings. Okay, we'll load that one anyway. What did I miss? Oh, God. Starter, I think it was. No, speed limiter. That needs to be the starter. And this one needs to be the speed limiter. There we go. Tagged you in my Reddit post. RE, my R Factor 2 says, ah, okay, thank you. I'll definitely check through them all. Oh, yeah. I did that with my previous settings. Thanks for reminding me. I get a chance to do it in the game. At least that is a nice thing with R Factor 2. You can change the settings once you're at the track. Most of the settings. The graphical settings you can't, but all the force feedback and everything, controls and what have you. No. There we go. Well, I'll try it one actually. We'll give it a go. Yeah, I always found that DJ Phil 007 file, DJ file. You know, you get these guides online for various games, and they'll be changing thousands of settings and doing these little tweaks and everything, and you'll do me about, yeah, it probably does make it better than defaults. But then you'll spend time yourself doing it, or you'll reformat your computer and you'll be like, oh, what were the main things that changed? Oh, this and this and this. And it'll normally be just 2 or 3 options, and that'll be fine. So you just got to know the main ones, really. Oh, the force feedback's got really light now. Before it was on crazy turbo mode. Now it's super light. Maybe I can turn the filtering down then. That's literally, obviously, it must have been magnifying it by a factor of 4 or 5. With the previous settings. We'll turn that down, but I prefer it stronger, just because the wheel rotates more and it gives you the signal more clearly. We can always up that car specific multi. I guess this is matching what the real world car would be like though. Oh, get a direct drive wheel. I mean, it depends. If you were like purely for competitive, you know, if your enjoyment for sim racing is mostly competitive racing, then the pedals are more important. Oh dear. I need to turn the force feedback up. I'm like. You get used to oh, okay. That's even more than I was expecting. Let's try 1.5. You get used to having to push so much to turn in, or you know what the car's doing. To be fair, actually, I do think if you play maybe iRacing and R Factor 2, I haven't tried iRacing properly with this wheel yet, but I've done it in the past. It does make it a lot easier. So, but yeah, again, if you were really competitive though, you'd be just replicating the same steering inputs all the time, and so it comes down to braking really, rather than catching the car, because you shouldn't be getting the car in a situation where you need to catch it. Oh, hello. Just shoved me out of the way. Oh, I love this car model. I don't like Sim-Vibe. I spent ages fiddling around with it because I had the AccuForce wheel for about a week, trying it out with different settings. And in the end, I didn't find, because I had the AccuForce wheel side by side with the small Mage OSW. And whatever we did messing around with the settings, just couldn't get it to be on a par with the OSW. And you could put effects in and things and have it do various feel for certain things, but it didn't transform the simulator you put it on. Fundamentally, is still getting the same. You know, the core underlying sim defines what it's like to drive. So I don't know. Maybe they've changed it since, because that was a year ago. But oh, you're on about Sim-Vibe. I'm talking about Sim Commander software with the AccuForce wheel. Yeah, I think Sim-Vibe would be really good. Hi Alison Mohammed, the wheel's fantastic, thank you for asking. I feel like I've made the force feedback worse though by changing that value. I was enjoying having my arms ripped off. Obviously that's not the most important thing, but it was a nice experience. It just made the car feel super punchy. Did you see that? The simulator I just let go of the wheel. That would have been a lost car with any other wheel that I've used. Unbelievable. The speed at which that just corrected itself. That's absurd. I'll be looking at that in a replay. Probably faster than what the camera's picking up. Yeah, so I mean, that's an example. If you're terrible at driving, the direct drive wheel will just catch the car for you. So I missed some of your chat messages because this car's too fast to read chat while I was driving it. Yeah, I think we do a race with this. I need to put the filtering up a bit more. Yeah, the one thing with this Megane is not locking up the wheels, so probably fiddling with the force feedback to get a little bit more feel for when we're approaching locking up the wheels. Other than that, crazy. It's R Factor 2. I found a set of Corsa work pretty much out of the box. All you had to do was put that INI file on, the gyro, that's it. And we were good. I mean, the R Factor 2's not been too bad, to be honest. It's taken, what, an hour or so of doing settings? That's not the end of the world. I mean, each car you'll probably want to dial it in, and I'm sure there's more we can do to make it better, but can't hear the start lights. Yeah, I'm not running the open beta at the moment. This was literally just a fresh install of R-Factor 2. Oh god! AI bunching up a bit there. Yeah, I'd love to drive this online in multiplayer. Once I learn not to lock the brakes up. And this corner, this last corner seems to keep on catching me out. This car does get really twitchy when you're powering out of some corners. You gotta watch out. A bit too much throttle and you're around. That corner. Whoa, God. I wonder if it's that brutal in real life. I mean, I guess it goes down and in a bit. That'd be brown trouser time. That's something you notice with the direct drive wheel is, you know, if you did that on a consumer wheel, the car would just lose it, and you'd be like, oh, I wonder why I lost control of the vehicle there, and it wouldn't make much sense. Okay, that corner there seems to be the death of us without the filtering on. Yeah, some of the curbing's a bit crazy, but for the most part it seems pretty good. I'd put the filtering up a bit higher. What's happening is I'm going over that curbing and it's wrenching the steering wheel out of my hand. Let's give that a go. So yeah, I must have done about 30 restarts. Probably more. Once we get everything dialed in though, I'm looking forward to doing some good sort of 25-30 lap races, I think, with this car on different tracks. It'll be a really good way to review the different mod tracks that will be coming out, or any new content that Studio 397 do. I can't get past these cars, what they're doing. Welcome to rush hour traffic at 160 kilometers per hour. Oh, that feels good. Okay, this curbing. Try not to hit it. Oh, nice one. The AI went for a move on the left there. Yeah, for raw pace, because at a super competitive level, sim racing is more about memorising very specific inputs and replicating it over and over again. So you might as well just go for like a G25 or whatever wheel has the least amount of mechanical resistance to it. Turn the force feedback off completely, and then just drive from memory and the visuals. But if you actually want something that gives a bit of depth, communicates what the car is actually doing, and you're not the type of person that's just going to do 500 laps over and over again with one car just to improve a fraction of time, then you know, that's where having force feedback is nice. Though maybe there's been times where really good top-end sim racers have lost their car whilst battling side by side through not having the force feedback automatically correct it, but I don't know. The grass is pulling me off the road, and then if you go too much around the inside of that corner, you get chucked off as well. Probably could do with putting the dampening up one more notch, but that seems to have fixed the curbing, although we've not really gone over it. Let's try. The curbing's still pretty strong, but it's a little bit better. I don't think you should have a deathly fear of just rolling your wheels on the curves. Oh no, I've locked it up again. So easy to lock the wheels up on this car. My arms are actually starting to ache now. Whoa! There we go. Slowly getting faster. This is a good car though. Oh no, AI's lost it. Don't take me out. I don't want to do another restart. The AI's got his AccuForce on too high. He needs a little bit more dampening. Easy mistake to make. Whoa. Oh. There we go. See, the nice thing with this vehicle as well is around that corner you can just lift off a bit, and the downforce, but also a little bit has not really lift off oversteer. The back just sweeps around it a bit, but it's got some subtleties. This vehicle, it's not completely glued like some vehicles, GT cars would be. Gotta be careful on that one. I think so far this is my favourite car in R-Factor 2 that we've driven. I quite like the Skippy, but the AI was just stupid, so if they tap you, you're screwed. We need to get a Radical. That'd be good. Oh, that was good. That was me actually doing that catch there. The force feedback didn't automatically correct it. Oh! No! No! I put one wheel on the grass. One wheel tapped the grass there. Unbelievable. Slaughtered. Oh, we've got a flat spot on the tyre as well. bouncing along. It's like we just run over next door neighbour's cat and it's stuck on the wheel. Oh dear. Freehand massage. Yeah, that's pretty bloody fantastic, this car. Oh, had we already finished the race? I think we had already finished it. I was just I was enjoying myself too much. Oh dear. We took 3 places after that off. Fantastic. What's going on in the chat room, mate? You guys having a nice conversation? I was getting into my racing there. When I was young and sexy, I did a lot of motocross. These days, my wife thinks I'm only spending peanuts in comparison. When you know, you're going to send us the pictures of when you were young and sexy. You should upload that to your website. Just every day, do your normal posts of the news as it comes out, and then have one last post. So the top post every single day is just you on a motorbike topless. And I guarantee that, you know, that will drive traffic. That will put you to the top of the Google search rankings. Not even for sim racing. Someone will just type in a car and it will be you on a motorbike topless, which, you know, that should be something that you'd want to achieve in life. Certainly something I would like to aim for one day. We need more filter. We didn't have enough filter. The curbing was still a bit too strong there. Those were the days. Well, maybe you were. Who was it was saying? 10 might be the magic number for the filtering there. My MOS settings are 6 overall filter, because I've got it set up for my AC settings at the moment. Maybe I could filter the MOS settings instead of the game. Young in the 80s. I was young in the 80s. I was especially young in the 80s. 10 to 12. Okay, well, I'll leave it on 10. I'll give that a go. This car's good. I can see myself spending a lot of time with this vehicle. Let's go to another track with it. The only annoying thing with that car is just locking up the brakes, and the way it reacts to tapping the grass totally throws it off. But other than that, really good. Why don't we have Mills Metro Parks? I don't understand that. I might go for Lime Rock Park, you know. It does the job. It'll be interesting to compare. So many of your parts are due for replacement. You just need to update your operating system, Wim. That's it. Just upgrade your OS. Make sure the new patches are done. But you do need to check the INI files. If you reformat your operating system and you don't edit the INI files, for a start you need to make sure the Newton meter value is correct. Otherwise your legs will go all over the place. And yeah, that's pretty much it, really. Classic Sea-View. Your dad's all right as long as he doesn't fall off his bike. And you can ride bike. I'm pretty sure you could ride a bike whilst you were 90, 100. It's just the falling off it is probably the problem. Your wife's looked at your BIOS, locked your BIOS. You need to take the battery out. Just take the battery out of the motherboard, and then that will reset the password. You're all good. You have to take the door off the case though. I set my clock values too high on my BIOS, and it's caused all sorts of problems. I think there's some corruption going on with the hard drive, and the RAM is definitely not running at optimum speeds. But you know, you got to go with what you've got. No, we're not going to boot up again if you take the battery out. That's the risk you've got to take, though. You know, if you're living on the edge. I was watching your stream and installing my place. Which place seat have you got? Have you got the nice one that Aussie Stig's been using, or just like a generic one? If you pick up the rubber, I think it was a flat spot in our case per Peterson, because I was using the brakes somewhat aggressively, a little bit, a smidgen, a brick on the brake, tiny bit too much. My operating system. The big problem I have with my personal system is that the memory doesn't write half the time, and when it does write, it writes everything back to front, so it's pretty useless. Maybe I could do with taking the BIOS battery out. Let's do. I'm gonna do a race on this then. This car's the car in our factory, or that I've got installed actually. Fire engine there, ready for our inevitable death. Let's go straight to the race. We don't need to do this practice rubbish. It'll be interesting to see if the dampening has stopped the rotational correction or slowed it down. So we got it on 10 and we're running at 1.50. I haven't seen that. I'll have to Google it, but yeah. What wheel are you putting on it? ProSimu T1000. No, I haven't seen that. Who makes that? ProSimu. I guess. I've not seen that. Here we go. Oh dear, there goes the green screen. The AI making no attempt to defend the inside line. Coming through. Oh. Oh. He's still there on the left. Whoa, nice move. The AI in RF2 do quite good overtakes. We need to do this as fast as possible. Jesus Christ. Oh, let go of the wheel. Oh, God. We'll restart that. Don't hit the curbing. They're so violent. Oh, my God. Even the in-game character's struggling with the force. Alright, Classic Seaview. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye, DJ Phil, as well. Oh my God. We've got to watch out for the curbing, and we've got to watch out for the AI, and we've got to watch out for the wheel rotating at 500 miles an hour. Ow. I feel like I've been rock climbing for a week. Maybe doing the Gran Turismo start at the back thing isn't the best of ideas in R Factor 2 on such a tiny track. Okay, AI, please don't drive into me, please don't drive into me. Oh dear, got a bit of a train going on here. There go 2 AI for a bit of an off-road excursion. Okay, the grass has no grip. Need to not try and overtake on the grass. Might get away with that in some sims, but not in R Factor 2. There we go. As things spread out, the AI seemed to be a lot happier. I think this is flat out, you know, in this car. Yeah, as I was saying earlier, R Factor 2 is really dependent on the cars and the tracks, more so than other simulators. Like, you could load it up, play some content and think, oh, this is bloody terrible, and play other content and think, oh, this is amazing. It's probably the most contrasting in quality from car to car. Even with ISI cars, it's not a case of it's just some mod cars are terrible. Some ISI cars, maybe that's how they are in the real world, I wouldn't know, but some just feel absolutely awful. Maybe they got given bad data or something. I quite like this Megane though. And oh dear God, you cannot hit the curbs in it. Oh, is this a mod car? Oh, we've knackered the tyres in. This is not going well. Oh dear, doesn't sound good. Let's turn the force feedback down a touch because it's wrenching out of our hands when we hit the curb in. Let's give that a go. The things I quite like having the strong force. He slows down too much. The strong force feedback to have something to push against and lean into on the corners, and it makes it a lot harder to accidentally overcorrect, and it makes the wheel sort of correct itself more defined, if that makes sense. Maybe it is a bit exaggerated, but then you don't have any G-forces, so it's nice to have whatever feel you can get. Even the AI is struggling with the curb. It doesn't make me feel too bad. There we go. The car has ridiculous amounts of grip at high speed. Try and balance the brake a bit. Whoa! That was the rear wheels lifting off the ground, I guess. You heard the RPM go right up. I guess it just lightened up, and then because I had the throttle down, we lost the back. Lesson learnt. Restart number 5416. I should probably not talk and drive for a bit until we get the hang of this. No! I'm not taking any responsibility for that. That was the pink car. Don't ever try racing at the back of the grid in R Factor 2. This is actually harder than driving on public servers. It's the same car again. What are you doing? It's that pink bonnet McGann. It's like they've coded AI wreckers into R2. Oh dear. At this rate, Alton Park was easier than this. Ah, oh, being hit again. Calm down. I think that's flat out. Do that next time. Traffic jam behind me. Oh no, line it up better. Didn't use the brake though. Maybe a tiny bit of a lift. I'm going too slow through that and it's confusing the AI. Oh, and again. You need to just do laps without the AI until we get up to pace. But then we don't have the... Oh, it might stay. No. I think when you reset the session, you lose the grip. Can we fit through there? Ow! No. This car does not have the best of turning circles. Whoa! Wrong way. Illegal entry. No, I thought you could go through there. Oh no, so everyone is expected to drive all the way around. Oh, the racing, the tarmac stayed there. That's good. Whoa, we have to watch out for that. Okay, let's see how we do qualifying in 10th. This could be interesting. Ripped a bit of my steering wheel off here. Ow. What are they doing? It's comforting that the AI is struggling with the curbs as much as I am. No need to push me. Oh no. Curbing of death into the wall. When am I getting the Kermit the Frog racing gloves? Well, these red ones in game. I'm absolutely exhausted. I'm getting destroyed by this. R2 hates me. Yeah, this car's really good though. I need to try it some other tracks. Maybe we do need some racing gloves. Probably stop us getting the friction burns on our hands. Yeah, I think the curbs on this track are actually really big as well. And this car's suspension, you can just feel it, is just rock solid. This car's really low to the ground as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if in real life the curbs are probably something to be avoided. But on that note, I've just noticed the time, and I've also noticed that, as I said earlier, it feels like I've been doing some mountain climbing with my arms. We've been going for a couple of hours. I think we got RF2 roughly set up to a level I'm generally happy with, so we should be able to do some proper races maybe tomorrow or do some multiplayer. Key thing was just those settings, force feedback on the smoothing on 10 and setting that Newton meter level to 20 in the .json file seems to have done most of the trick there to get it not completely jackhammering the floor. But yes, on that note, I'm going to get myself some sleep, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you everyone that turned up, and especially Wim and Danny G and Tails the Gamer. Who else is there? BRT. Many other people's names that I can't pronounce because they're far too complex for a simple mind. DJ Phil 007, Classic Seaview, Peter Peterson, and everyone else. Don't forget to click the follow button if you haven't. Don't forget to do that, to subscribe to us on YouTube. Until the next stream and the next video, which will be very soon indeed. Goodbye, everybody. Have a good night.